Hey, we're doing Hell's Lid. This is blind for everybody, or did you do this one already, Philip?
I've not done it. It is new.
Hell's Lid.
I think this one's a prerequisite for the trial, which I believe is the four like Chinese gods, right? Byakko. I think it might just be Byakko to start with.
Cool.
Tiger, I assume. Byakko ought to be, right?
Yeah, White Tiger, Red Phoenix, Blue Dragon, and
It's the Red Phoenix,
Black
Blue
Turtle
Dragon.
Snake thing.
First arc of Yu Yu Hakusho had all of those dudes.
That's right. That was the old Final Fantasy Legend, right? The old Saga Game Boy games that they rebranded in the US. Those are the bosses in
Nice.
that one. I wonder if they'll do a callback to it or something.
They were pretty important in Final Fantasy XI. That's why I thought they were bringing them back.
Ah.
Cool effort.
This place is rad. What zone does this come out of?
This was in Ruby C.
Okay.
Also,
okay.
it's a cool use of the Wallmaster boss spray.
Yeah.
In Ruins from Dark Souls.
Right. That is not fixed in the remaster, unfortunately. They did not spend any extra effort on making it suck less.
A ton of bloom and no enemy placements.
The bloom's better, but I was really hoping they were just going to redo that zone. It really stands out from the rest of the game.
Wait, you mean graphically, or
just I feel like that area needs an overhaul. Like if they were ever to really revisit Dark Souls 1, the only thing that really needs to be changed is that zone. Just because the enemies are all over the place. It's this like giant open area. You're not really intended to fight anything. I think that hasn't Miyazaki said that he kind of had to throw that together? It wasn't what he wanted it to be.
I forget if it was that zone or just the end game in general, but he's made some comments obliquely about that.
Right.
Cared because Demon Souls versus Dark Souls, there's like 50% more content already. Kind of okay with them giving me 50% more content, and one of those zones is kind of crap.
Right.
So.
oh,
Well, Dark Souls 1
When
is
they've
still...
got a remaster, they don't use that opportunity, so...
Right.
No.
I'm really enjoying the remaster so far. It's fun to play this content with other people for the first time. Like, I didn't ever want to do co-op when I was playing the main games for the first time. Now that I've beaten them a bunch of times, it's really cool. There's like a million summon signs outside every boss.
Twitch guys do it. I'm trying to hold out for the Twitch version, I think.
Switch. Yeah.
The Switch version.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Twitch version.
I only got the PC version because I already had Prepare to Die edition, and it is like $20 if you have that. It gives you a discount.
E3 gives us some more From Software news in general.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
see what that trailer was about.
Die Twice is, I think, the name. Is it Bloodborne 2? Is it not? Who knows?
Yeah, because they like specifically said no more Dark Souls, but didn't say no more Souls-like games, right?
Yep.
Seems like a lot of fans are complaining about the remaster not being. Certain types of fans are not complaining about it not being worth it. There's no gate on this, so you could fall in if you did that the right way. I was watching one streamer that's every time he's playing it, people are like, "QQ, it's not. They didn't fix whatever," and then he's like, "Fuck you! It's Dark Souls. It's great."
Yeah, right.
You know,
I think it's great so far.
It.
The subreddit's the same thing. Like, it's very happy with the game, even though there seems to be this attitude of it being a problem.
I guess if you had expectations of
targeted
brands,
Puking lava on you? Okay, so you want to drag it in a way that doesn't... Oh, what's with these big things?
Should hit this thing.
I don't think we can target it. Oh, get him to jump on it. Okay.
There is a wall. Never mind, you can't fall off.
That's where he's jumping to. Gotcha. It's super weird for the Asylum Demon to drop from above and for the frame rate to not dip to 5. Like, it just kind of smoothly drops into the room. It's not true. There was a similar thing with what was it? The remaster of Shadow of the Colossus. Like, the fact that its frame rate was kind of terrible kind of contributed in a way to the feeling of everything being huge and lumbering.
Yeah.
But I'll take 60 FPS Blighttown. Okay, so he jumps at the 2 little things he drops, so we don't want to be standing there. I don't really know how to avoid any of the damage, though, once he targets you and pukes lava on you.
I think I was okay just kiting him. I don't know if I was supposed to kite him somewhere in particular, but...
Right. No. Eat.
Down, easy mode. Do glamour dresser thing before this started. I think maybe that was a patch ago or something, and I never looked into it.
Some weird little shoat creature that just ran away. Oh yeah, the glamour dresser is awesome. It's really, really convenient. You got to do
Immediately
it from
throwing
your
all
hand,
my shit in there.
apparently,
Kind of worried. I was like, "Is this?
Oh, you can take it
gonna
back
break
out,
all my
so-
gear?"
I don't know if you could always take
probably
it back
should have
out, but
figured
you
that
can
out
now.
before I started using it. But
Yeah. Right.
got lucky.
So many Wilks. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna get hit by that. Thought I had more room behind me to walk into. Andrea's sister Lisa and her boyfriend Matt are pretty far in this now. They're into Heaven's Word, so they might be able to join us
Cool.
at some point. I've tried to get 12 people to play this game, and I finally found 2 that were able to tolerate
After years of
the
searching.
request. Yeah, right.
We'll get there.
They got to do like a Cataclysm type expansion, even though Cataclysm was the worst decision Blizzard ever made. Got to fix the early game.
Oh, is it? I'm actually not up in my WoW lore. Is it panned nowadays?
I think people say Cataclysm is the worst expansion, or maybe second to the Warlords of Draenor one. I think that was just because they had a paucity of patch content, Warlords.
Oh.
But like, I've heard that Blizzard says they will never do an expansion level focus on the early game ever again. They'll just focus on like level skips and stuff to get people into the end game.
Huh.
That the amount of effort for the amount of payoff was not worth it, apparently. And it may have just been because it was on the heels of Wrath, which everybody says is the best expansion.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm sure Blizzard's got millions of data points at this point for that kind of thing.
Right.
So unless they change, that sounds like a logic I trust.
Mhm. But the worry is that because Blizzard is so respected in that area, that because they said we will never focus on expansion and improving early game aspects, that every other MMO developer is going to learn that lesson,
Right? Which
even
would
if
be
the early
unfortunate.
game really needs it.
Even if they could do a better job of
Mm-hmm.
it, like this game seems to do all over versus WoW.
I
my
feel like
opinion.
the original Realm Reborn effort was probably comparable to, if not more intense, in the effort of Cataclysm. The fact that they were supporting 1.0 while fixing the game. Spiky keeps making a good point in Discord that, like, anybody that's been playing this game like since 2.0 and has been just going patch to patch, the whole main story quest line is not a big deal because, you know, a patch comes out and you do 7 quests and you move on. It only is a big deal if you are behind. Now they're asking you to do 200 hours of content. Whoa, so that was a little Shote otter thing running ahead of us. Do you macro anything on Scholar, Apex?
Not combat wise. I got some convenience ones for pet management.
Sure.
Oh, I guess resing and swift casting. I do
Sure.
that one.
Lisa's playing Scholar to start, and she was asking, and I wasn't super sure.
Well, I mean, for leveling up, there's some good quality of life ones you can look into. There's one that puts your pet on follow and then call your mount. Pretty mandatory for not pulling your hair out.
Right.
Pretty handy to that doesn't do anything other than targets the target's target.
Oh, that's
Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay, never mind. I have all of my spells are on that macro. Every single one.
Again,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah,
How
all
does
of my
that work?
DPS spells. So you just it tries to, if you have a target, it casts that version of the spell. If you don't have a targetable target, it targets the target of my target, so that
Or
so
whoever.
that I can be focused on a tank for heals and still
be
DPS.
tossing DPS without having to switch targets all the time. Okay, that's
Yeah.
really cool. I'll tell Lisa about it. Oh Jesus.
Still kind of
Okay.
hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, we did.
I think maybe we have to kill the ads during that animation.
I think they make the win spots that he pops between.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So if they die, we don't have to deal with it as bad. Maybe. They added a thing where you can teleport back to the gate now.
Oh.
I saw a patch note about it. I don't know if it actually works in every dungeon. It's like if you respawn during a fight, you have an option to just come straight back. Can we survive until unavoidable raid damage mechanics? More or less able to keep myself topped off here with warrior ability. Warrior's stupid busted these days. Like, we actually have an impactful ability, like probably the most impactful ability in the game since Cleric Stance. Yeah, wow.
Cool.
That's pretty
Look at that.
handy.
We need sealers.
The furnace. I get it.
Yo.
I'm actually kind of hopeful that the warrior design, they kind of think about applying that to some other classes now. They changed it so that we have this buff that triggers every 2 minutes that makes all hits into crits and direct hits, which is kind of ridiculous. So like if I pull a ton of enemies, I can pop that and then use my ability that hits all enemies and like drains their health, heals me for each amount of damage that I deal, and I'm invincible during it for the most part.
Can you hang on a second? I fucked up my hotbars somehow during that.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh.
All right, come on.
I think the only other big changes in the last couple patches, they made it XCOG will pop if duration runs out.
Yeah, I remember. That was the last time we played.
Yeah, I don't think there was any other changes for. Did Samurai get any changes? Did you see?
Yeah, I just looked over the patch notes. They basically buffed all of our basic attack combos by 20 potency on like several things. So I don't know if Samurai were just thought to be weak, but
I think the meta right now is that they're the worst DPS class, just in terms of raw output, since they don't have any utility, which is a bummer. Only matters for beating Edge, obviously, but
might be where they just settle out in the end of the day. They were real popular and damage was so good. But they won't always want to be the glory class. There'll be other things they want to emphasize. Eat my Wheaties if that happens.
I was seeing that Warrior is apparently meta main tank right now, not because it's particularly good at anything, just that the damage output is not a big enough deal that you need Paladin's extra mitigation. And the Warrior just goes in and they stay in DPS stance always, never go into tank stance. Yeah. It sounds like hell for healers, but... Seems like it's really hard to make an MMO where damage isn't king among every single class. Make defense matter. I wonder if that's a consequence of
Block specific. I don't know.
Enraged
I haven't played enough
timers and
MMOs
DPS
to know that MMOs that people liked a lot. Stuff like Ion or what was that Korean grindy one? Did they do anything with blocking in those? I don't have enough general gaming knowledge to know.
Whoa, that's cool.
I smell a boss mechanic conveyance fight.
Great. They got really good at doing that in their dungeon design, I feel like. Okie dokie. Old turtle.
Missing in Turtle Sage.
Cool.
Kami Sinin?
Master Roshi. Oh, Genbu? No, holy shit. Alright, we must be fighting him for real later. Genbu is the turtle snake.
Yeah.
The four deities. Maybe they're just not going to have them all be trials, too. Would be an interesting way to do it. It's very surprising. Hell of water. Hell of
Targeted.
waste.
Okay.
Whoa.
One of them has a water ball.
They have arrows on them. It's probably indicating the direction the thing's going to move.
Ah,
That's
yes.
cool. So you can see where you can stand. That's pretty neat.
Under that is a Lancer ability, that tether. I've been running away every time I see it.
You can just stay away from that edge. It looks like we're okay. Oh yeah, that's a Dragoon ability. I think it gives you a
Increased
DPS
for both of us, I think.
boost.
I was like, oh man, that's the tether mechanic. I gotta run away.
Oh, sorry. You see, usually I'm pushed to talk. You never hear these kinds of nonsense noises. Fucking Windows.
Those.
It's just stay on the edge over by me. Watch out, you guys are in the path of it. Yeah, okay, it's pretty hard.
It gives you a vuln too.
I like that they've adapted the vuln to be the you fucked up indicator.
You done fucked up.
It's kind of nice, even from just learning the fight mechanics, because if you notice you got one, you're like, huh, I must have done something wrong. Waves. Genbu's focus. Chelonian Gate, where is that? Oh, it's the whole thing. Okay, let's see. Hexagons. Yeah, I guess he must be actually a primal because that feels like that's a primal move.
Yeah.
Left, down, down. Okay, this corner is fine. That's a cool mechanic.
Okay.
That's dead.
Hang on.
Here, I'll switch to take stance. Okay, it's going... Down by me is safe.
A swift cast step.
I did it for him.
Shit. Far
Coming.
opposite side. really like that mechanic.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like new mechanics that are sight readable.
Going to you.
Yeah, coming down this way.
Actually, this hits
This way's
everything.
safe. I think it gets out on the edge there, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was the most spots
Oh.
it hit.
I see. Neat. Very cool.
Lost his shell.
Aw. He's still on the ground. Cool. That was Hell's Lid, and we're going to go unlock the trial, so let's split the recording.